Hello, everyone. This is Kerry Charles.
And this is Chris Rosenbaum, and welcome to today's 30-minute encouragement, TME.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Carrie. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good.
My wife and I, we were coming back last night. We were heading back from Faith Baptist Church in Charlottesville, and we get back pretty late last night, and we thought to ourselves, it is like it's weird when there's no one on property. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah.
Like it
hmm
was it was just quiet, it was dark,
Yeah.
peaceful. But we thought to ourselves, man, we love it when like there's just more people on property. And there's
hmm
been some people showing up today, and it just kind of fills my heart a little bit when I get to see people walking around enjoying
Yeah.
themselves. And
I like
so,
I like a little bit of both. Like Rebecca likes it when nobody's here, but for me, I like it. In the summertime, everyone's here, or
right.
even in fall and spring, you have a lot of people that come on the weekends and stuff. But then at the beginning of the week, usually it's like nobody. It prepares you for the weekend. So
Gives you a couple days
yeah.
to recharge.
Yes, yes. Sometimes you just walk out in the woods and it's so beautiful. Oh, so gorgeous.
Absolutely.
The moon last night was beautiful.
Oh,
Um,
I know. I
anyway,
I love looking out at the stars sometimes. Where we'll get back from church and like it's
mhm,
just nighttime. You look out and see the stars up
yeah,
there. I love the constellations you can see.
yeah, absolutely. I took one of those. You ever taken one of those apps on your phone where you can like find out the stars? It'll tell you if you shine it or if you face the camera up towards the stars, it'll like pinpoint which star is what name and all
I've
that.
heard of that, but I've never actually used it before. Does it really work?
So Rebecca got it because we were curious about one of the stars over here. Like, that's got to be a planet. It's got to be a planet because it just looks so
Sometimes the planets are
bright,
like really bright. Yeah.
super bright, and it looks super close, and which
Okay, I want to take a
close is
guess. The
very
planet you
relative.
guys were
But
looking at was Jupiter.
so I actually have no idea
Oh,
because when we took the camera off of her or on her app and pointed it up at the star, it was like it was a couple different ones, and we couldn't tell which one it was. And I was like, I wonder if it's that one. Wonder if it's that one. And then I noticed she took her camera and faced it towards the ground, and it was stars. and
on the
so,
ground?
and so it was like that's
Oh
you
no! So
could
you mean
the
it just
app
puts
was
it in the camera?
well, no, I don't
Or
no, the app was not reliable.
that
Like,
is what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
it's not actually showing the stars. It's just
I guess not. It's just like I don't
oh
know. I don't know. It seemed very different because it did look like it might be getting the right star, but then I pointed on the ground and it's like as I'm shining it on the ground, it's like there's stars everywhere. I'm like, that's not stars. That's grass. What is
oh.
um,
So yeah, that's Orion's belt. No, that's the molehill.
the fire ants are going at
That's great.
it.
Well, you know what? Some things like that do happen, but
Yes, you learn new things every day,
live and
and you get to experience new things every day. Want to
absolutely.
welcome you to TME hashtag TME 30-minute encouragement. Go ahead and write something on the chat. Matter of fact, okay, question of the day,
Okay,
question of the week.
lay it
Ready for
on me.
this? Okay, here we go, Chris. This is going to be a question for you.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so we'll get an audience question. Matter of fact, if you want to answer this and you're watching, great, that's awesome. If you don't, that's fine too. Which summer camp theme is your favorite?
okay.
So we've had, and I can go through them. I think.
Now, I
Ready?
haven't been here for all of the themes,
Right, that's true.
but
Okay,
I've been here for most of them.
you've been here for Ready Ranch,
Hmm.
which is like cowboy theme. Then you've been here for. You were not here for spy theme. Um,
No,
you've been here
I was
for
here for
construction.
not spiritual avalanche. It was the construction theme. What was the snow one? That was
Polar Arctic plunge.
Arctic plunge.
Arctic
That's right.
plunge.
Arctic plunge. I
Um,
was here for
and then
um
this last one, I think.
this last one we had, which was my brain's fried.
What
Carrie.
was the
What was
last one?
last
Digging
year's theme?
deep, digging deep.
Digging deep.
Wait, no, no,
That's right.
no, that was the construction one.
No, no, no. There was that. We have the mining theme. Digging deep is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mining
yeah.
theme.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, that's right. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you're absolutely right.
yeah. So
I
mining
remember
theme.
because I played well, no, I mean, no, I didn't play. I mean, there was um an indiscriminately Chris looking
Oh, that's
thief
right. That's right.
that
Yeah,
was there at fun
gotta
time.
watch out for that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever his name was, it was Bill or Bob or something like that.
yeah,
Either
Buddy
way,
Bob.
but okay, there's been a lot of really good themes, and I wish I'd gotten to see the it was like Ant Wars and then the
So Ant Wars was the very first summer, and I got to be here for that, and that was really it was all right
yeah.
because it was first summer, trying to get used to things, but it was kind of cool.
But I
And
did really love Ready Ranch. Now, however, I love Ready Ranch just because during the fun time,
the
I
skit
got to
was
just
phenomenal.
sit there and just
Yeah.
drink chocolate milk the whole time. I was having a blast.
Yes,
And so
the skit was so good.
and then but I'm gonna be honest with you, the construction theme I think was probably my favorite.
You know, I think I would have to agree with you.
Because I don't know, there was just something that there was like a charm about it. Not that
Yeah.
none of the other themes and summers had a charm to it, but there was just something really special to me about that
Yeah.
construction theme that I loved. And so
I
being
really
built up in
enjoyed that one.
Christ, yeah,
I think that was probably my favorite.
absolutely.
I definitely love that one. I don't know, it was something about it. The Fun Time stage was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Hmm.
Having the crane and everything. But then this year, man,
This year
this
may actually
year
top it for me.
it
I'm
may
not gonna
top
lie.
everything. You
Because
never know.
I'm gonna have
Um,
to be honest with you, Carrie. I love a good pirate story.
oh my goodness,
I
yes,
love a
yes.
good pirate story, and
I
I know that you can't condone pretty much 99% of the things that went on there, but there are some adventures that were had
mhm.
that are crazy to hear about. And so, it's a lot of fun. And so I love being able to, say, well, let's talk about some of these things. And, I don't know, just my brain, I'm just excited for this summer.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's going to be
yeah.
phenomenal.
I can't wait to see
It may
Dewey.
end up becoming, oh yeah, Dewey is a pirate.
Dewey as a pirate is gonna
Is
be
it going to be like
amazing.
Captain Dewey, or will it be like
You have to come to find out, you know?
Mountain Dewey,
Oh
or
my
like,
goodness, yes. Too many Mountain Deweys.
I
Okay,
know.
so yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. I think that's really good.
Okay.
Construction theme. I did like. Okay, I loved the spy theme. However, I think the skit could have been better, and we'll try to make it better next time. But I did really like the spy
Yeah.
theme. It was pretty cool.
Well, I've got a question for you then. And really, this is a question also for the audience,
Oh yes,
but I
yes.
want them to get involved in this as you're answering it. What has been your favorite skit that the Edge has done? It could be fun time skit.
Fun
It could be
time.
even maybe even some things that you've seen at Edge to Goes, things like
Okay.
that.
Yes.
But maybe the fun time skits during summer camp.
Man. Okay. So favorite skits. I don't know if I can give you my absolute favorite. Man, because I like so many of them. I definitely like Who's on First.
Oh, that's a
I
fun one.
think I really love that one. Man,
Yeah, maybe comment down below what your favorite skit has been that you've
yes,
seen Edge
yes,
Christian
I'm
Camp
curious.
do. Because Who's on First is definitely a fun one.
Yes, Who's on First? I love that one. And then I think I've got ones that are coming to my mind right now. But ones that really stick out to me are Who's on First, the Angel skit. I really love that one.
That one is really,
That
really
one's so
good. Shoulder
funny.
Angel. Mhm.
And then I also really like the ice cream skit.
Oh,
The ice cream
yes,
skit.
that's right, where
I
we
do
get
like
like
that
all the
one.
different, like, options and stuff like that, and it's just nonsense.
Really, it's just you have a very good French accent, you know.
Yeah, French accent and all sorts of
um,
different things that are just weird. But yeah,
I'm trying to think. Yeah, those are like as far as mini skits, those are the ones that come to my mind. For regular fun time, like
mhm,
summer camp fun time.
yeah.
Oh man,
I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I think the mining theme
you
Summer
like?
Fun Time was probably my favorite.
I might. Man, I'm not trying to copy you. I'm just thinking either that one or Ready Ranch are probably my
I was
favorites.
thinking possibly Ready Ranch as well.
Um,
The mining theme to me just had so many fun little side shenanigans.
yes,
Like,
yes,
okay, for those of you that have seen the Digging Deep Fun Time skit, there is a certain scene that involves a radio
yeah. That's my.
that
Oh, that's
that
true.
is
That's true. Okay, that's my
down
favorite. Yes,
the
that's my
best
favorite.
part of the entire skit. That
Absolutely.
might be my favorite, even like skit
Yes,
itself
yes, yeah,
out of everything,
definitely.
because I mean, and Drew did a wonderful job with that, or Dewey, or sorry, I don't know what we.
Well, I mean, Drew was helping Dewey a little bit, but
Yeah, they were working
Dewey
together.
was trying to help Drew, and it wasn't really working. So,
Yeah,
um,
but Drew
yeah,
took charge, so.
yeah.
But that was definitely a lot of fun, and so I loved it a lot. It was really
Yes.
good.
So right on the chat, if you have a favorite skit that you've seen here at the Edge, whether it's a mini skit or if it's a summer fun time skit, I'm really excited about this summer because we have pirate themed,
Oh,
shipwrecked, faith for the journey. I'm super excited about
it's
that.
gonna be awesome.
So you need to go on the edge.camp, sign up today as quickly as you can. Summer camp registrations are coming in and all 5 weeks they are filling up. So please make sure
Ooh,
that you need to go on the website as quickly as you can if you're a junior or you're a teenager and sign up today. We'd love to have you. And then also we just finished our Mountain Moving Prayer Advance, our couples retreat. Both of those went really well. Then we've got, I'm really excited about this one. Okay. And it's not just because I'm speaking, it's because I love this group. I mean, I guess because we're a part of this group, you know.
right.
But we have our young adult retreat that's coming up May 15th through the 17th, and this is like I don't know. I guess because it's our age group coming in.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Um,
fun that we get to have with it
yeah,
too,
it's a lot
because
of
we
fun.
fit in with that age group. But it is something special.
Yes.
I love being able to spend a lot of time with, because I mean, you have your couples retreat, and it's like you still get to talk to people, but the couples are there to be a couple.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
have your men's retreat, your ladies retreat, and a lot of times they're spending time with each other. The guests are, and not that you don't, get to talk to them, but this young adult retreat comes around, and there's just, I don't know. For me personally, maybe it's because I somehow I always end up having a little more free time during that event. I have a little more time to just get to talk to people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's May 15th through the 17th. And then Family Day is also coming up, Chris.
Oh, yes. We don't want to
Oh,
forget about Family Day on May 24th. It's a free day of camp.
free day. Absolutely. You
The
know,
whole
the
family gets to
Baptist
enjoy.
word of the century is free. Baptist word of history is free.
Yeah.
You know?
And so you don't want to miss Family Day on May 24th. You can go online and register today.
Yeah.
Let us know that you're coming. It doesn't cost you a dime.
Yeah.
It just the gas that it takes to get out here and enjoy some time. There'll be a lunch provided. Scott Pauley will be preaching. There'll be many activities taking place during that day. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then very, very quickly, just want to mention this. Some others are tuning in, by the way. Thank you so much for watching. Write something on the chat. Maybe you have a praise or a prayer request. We'd love to hear from you. And then also, we have a couple things. Escape to the Edge. We do have a couple more openings with that, April 18th and 25th. That's kind of like an overnight getaway for teens. It's a really, really good deal. And if you contact the camp about that, Escape to the Edge, you can get a really good deal on that. And then also golf tournament that's coming up. That is June 9th. June 9th is coming up, and you do not want to miss that. It's going to be an exciting time that if you like to golf, you do not want to miss it. And then also it's a fundraiser as well
Mhm.
to raise money to go towards program activities. And so different things like program equipment as well as new
Which,
activities.
speaking of new activities, I don't know how much we're allowed to say, and honestly, I don't even know what's going on. But I've seen there is a job being done here on property for a new activity.
Yes, absolutely. There's a new four-way volleyball coming in.
Four-way volley.
Yeah.
Wait. So you mean like the net's going to be like an
Yes,
X?
absolutely. And they've already got the poles in the ground, cement is in, and they just got to get the net up. And so summer camp is going to be awesome.
So you mean to tell me that I could play four teams at a time? That sounds like it's going to be ridiculous.
Yes, it's going to be great. And so you can go on the website and sign up for any of these events that are coming up. And we'd love to have you be a part of what God's doing here at the Edge. Also, just want to mention this: we are doing a fundraiser a little bit right now towards our well house. We're having to get some work done on it. The cost is about $6,000, and someone donated 3,000
Wow.
yesterday,
Amen.
and another person donated a little bit of money as well. And so we're still needing about almost 3,000 more to finish this project. So if you would like to give towards that, you can go on our website and on our giving page, or you can call the office and you can give towards that.
Absolutely.
So Chris, are you excited about today's? I know we only have about 10 minutes for this, but this is something that is really awesome. And honestly, it kind of hits with last year's theme a little bit,
Mhm.
but it also goes with the truth segment.
Absolutely. So last year's theme, if you all remember, was redeeming the time. And so, we were talking about all these things that are going on here at the Edge Christian Camp. We are busy around here. And we got to thinking, that a good conversation to have about what the Bible has to say about this subject is when it comes to wasting your time or
Yeah.
time management,
Yeah.
really, more rather.
I'm waiting.
And so, we wanted to talk about a little bit about what does the Bible have to say about time management, about
Mhm.
being aware of your time
Yeah.
and how to use it.
Yeah. I mean, questions like, okay. And also we're gonna do some, drills a little bit on each
Oh,
other.
yes.
Okay. So this first question, really, here you go, Chris. And if you have a verse you want to share, that's great to start it out. But I do want to ask you, how does wasting time affect camp life for you?
So I want to preface that question with this Bible passage. I'm going to go to the 39th Psalm, verses 4 and 5. The Bible says, "Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days,
Mm,
what it is, that I may know how frail I am.
mm,
Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth." And a handbreadth, Carrie, is like the span of the palm of your hand.
yeah.
That's what that means. It says, "Thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state," the Bible says, "is altogether vanity."
Mm,
Means it doesn't measure up. It's not worth anything.
mm,
And what I mean by what the Bible verse is saying about that is that when my life is as a handbreadth, in the eyes of eternity, in the eyes of the Almighty Eternal God, I need to be aware of the time that God gives me.
We don't have much left.
It's
Um,
finite on
yeah.
this earth.
You know, you have that little dash symbol that goes in between your birthday and the time you pass on a tombstone.
Hmm.
And a lot of preachers I've heard have said, what are you going to do with that little dash?
Hmm.
You know. So the question is, what are you going to do with that little dash? What are we going to do with that little dash?
Absolutely. So you asked the question, Carrie, how does wasting time affect my camp life for me? Well, I'll tell you, number one, that if I'm wasting my time, if I'm not putting time and effort towards what God has given me to do, I am taking away my awareness of eternity.
Hmm.
And what that's doing is it gets my eyes off of the work that God has given me to do. And not to say that you can't enjoy your fun, not to say that you can't take times and periods of rest when you need to. And those things definitely have its time and place. But if I'm wasting my time, if I'm wasting my days, I am taking away from the awareness of eternity that I need to have and focusing more on myself rather than on the God who gave me the breath and time that I have.
Hmm.
And so, what that does, if I'm wasting time, if I'm not being aware of eternity, well, then I'm not going to get my work done the way that I should. It's gonna it's gonna make me lackadaisical. It's gonna make me slack. It's gonna make me fall back. It's gonna make me start to lose the edge, if you will. I'll dull out, and well, I don't believe we're meant to dull out.
No, no, absolutely. I mean, it drives apathy. That's really what it is.
Mhm.
And
And
so with that, like for camp life specifically with the kitchen, okay,
mhm.
um, if you waste time, what happens? I mean, just simple things. What happens to the kitchen? I mean,
Absolutely. The kitchen won't stay clean. It won't stay tidy. It won't stay organized. And I know that all those things take time and effort, but also at the same time, meals won't get done on time.
yeah.
Meals won't have the proper quality put into it that I'm supposed to have.
So Chris, this is really interesting. So when we brought you on, I sat down with you and I went over this with you. See
Mhm.
if you remember. Okay, put you on the spot.
Ooh.
All right. How does food affect people when they come to camp?
Carrie, I'm glad you asked this. There's a certain interesting aspect when you understand that this is the work that God's given you to do. And I know that being in the kitchen here at the Edge Christian Camp is the work that God has given me to do. And when I have the privilege to make these meals for these people, for these guests, for summer camp, and for all the campers that come on property, it's more than just filling their bellies.
Hmm.
It's it's eliminating distractions.
That's very good.
And
Very good.
what that does is it gives me the opportunity to have an involvement in the eternal value of a soul.
So how do you eliminate distractions?
Well, by eliminating the distraction of hunger. Say, it's summer camp and these kids are about to have dinner and then they're about to have their evening service.
Yeah.
Well, if I don't feed them a good dinner or if I don't feed them enough of dinner,
Mm,
then what that's going to do is they're going to get into the service and all they're going to be able to focus on is how hungry they still are, how
absolutely.
much they wish they could still eat something that they would have rather had.
And we even go, okay, this is just a pet peeve that we have here at the camp, but this is something that, there's a reason why we have it as a pet peeve, okay? A lot of people that have grown up going to camp, 30, 40 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it may be. Even today, some camps, you have the quote unquote camp food, okay?
Right.
And we strive not to have camp food.
Right.
Okay. And those of you that don't know what that means is basically camps have been known not to have the best food because they don't have a lot of money to put into that.
Right.
But we want to have quality food, like you said, so we can eliminate the distractions when they're in the service. They're not thinking, "Oh man, I just ate that horrible thing," you know.
And really, it all comes back to being a good steward of the time and the ability that God has given you.
Yeah.
And if you look at it from this perspective, Carrie, time is an ability.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Time is the ability that God gives you to put forth effort towards His work.
Yeah.
And so again, through the lens of the kitchen, I'm eliminating distractions, but I'm also maintaining relationships.
Mm, yeah.
That is something that God's been showing me recently about my work in the kitchen is and it's not just kitchen work, it's any job that the Lord gives you to do, because you are meant to go out into the world and preach the gospel to every creature.
Yeah.
So when I make these meals, I'm maintaining relationships with these people, I'm eliminating distractions, but it all comes back to how you manage your time. And Carrie, I have a question for you about this
Yeah.
as we're moving on. How do you practice prioritizing your time? What are
Yeah.
ways that you really put that forth,
Sure.
that put that
Yeah.
effort forth.
So this is just a practical thing, and so many people are tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Just one of the ways that you can, practically. This is not a perfect way, but I know for me, a lot of times if I don't write it, I run off list, man. I run off list. So on my phone, I use the Notes app all the time, and I'm running off a list, constantly updating it every single day. If I knock something out, I take it off, and then if I
Hmm.
have something that needs to add something, I'll put it back on there. But I categorize things. So I on my laptop I have a work list, and then on my phone I have a personal list. Sometimes my personal list, because it's on my phone, it's easier to get to. I'll add some work things on there,
Yeah.
but usually I try to keep them separate, so that number one, I don't get overwhelmed on looking at the list. I'm like, yikes, that's so much stuff to do. Okay. But when I look at that, that's one of the ways I prioritize it
Mhm.
is to have the running list, and I have the day that it has. So what's today? April the 10th. So April 10th, I'm going to put on there my task list for April 10th. And I'm not going to strive for things that I know that I can't accomplish.
So what you're telling me is that you make a list of the items that need to be accomplished, whether
Yeah.
it's work or personal, and then you set a time aside to
Mhm.
get that task done.
And for me, Chris, like I'll just be honest with you, my mind, there's so many things running through it. I just can't remember everything.
Right.
So I either have to constantly write it down, or I have to set an alarm on my phone in order for me to remember.
Mhm.
And so I have alarms going off throughout the day. And so that's, it's just practical things of how you can,
Mhm.
and some people say, well, that's just your work career. That's your personal life. How does that affect ministry? You know, you need to set a time, and this is hard for me. I have to stay on top of it
Mhm.
as well, and sometimes I don't do it right all the time.
Mhm.
Actually, many times. But setting aside specific time each day for God's word. You schedule a time with everything else. Why can't you schedule a time with God? You schedule a time for eating lunch. Why can't you schedule a time to go out soul winning?
You say that, Carrie, and it actually makes me think of this. It almost sounds like you're budgeting your time just like you
Exactly.
would budget your bank account.
Exactly. Perfect. Yeah. And that's even something we definitely want to talk about. If you're struggling to get this whole picture of how do I, even with last year, redeem the time so that I can give the truth,
Mhm.
okay, this year. In order to do that, there is Paul Chappell said one of the ways you can do that is to budget your time like you budget your account or your checkbook.
Mhm.
And so or your bank account and stuff, you budget different things. I need this much money for clothes, I need this much money
Mhm.
for tithe, I need this much money for missions and stuff. Well, you can also do that for your life. I need this much time to go knock some doors, maybe 20 doors.
Right.
um, and kitchen, you need this much time to make this turkey, you
Mhm.
need this much
Right.
time to, there's so many different things, but you need to budget that time.
Right. And it's more than just your work life or your personal life with like tasks that need to be done. It can also be, hey, let's budget time to spend time with the family.
Yes, absolutely.
Budget out time to spend time with your kids, with your
Mhm.
spouse,
Yeah.
to see family and to be a part of their lives too. That's something that God is showing me more and more of too. I think of this right here. These are my life verses, Carrie. It's Philippians chapter 1, verses 9 through 11. It says, "In this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in all judgment." And I love what verse 10 says, "that ye may approve things that are excellent." That means things that are worthy. And it says, "that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Christ,
Mm.
being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Jesus Christ, unto the glory and praise of God." Approving things that are excellent, that we will be sincere. Really, what it comes down to is just being sincere with your time.
Mm.
Don't just let it fly by. Be sincere with it.
Mm. Yeah, that's so good. So as you take this in, and this is very practical, and we're gonna try to do this even more. We've been talking about this, and for the next several TMEs, we have the truth segments. Okay, we're gonna give a certain truth. The truth this week is how to deal with time.
Mhm.
Are you wasting it? What are you doing with it? But we're also gonna give you some practical things, not just give you the verse, but also talk about, okay, how can you apply that
Mhm.
verse?
And it also comes down to just saying, make a plan.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I know that there's the saying, those that fail to plan are planning to fail.
Mhm.
Well, the opposite is true. If you make the plan and you execute the plan well, the way that it was planned to be, you're not going to fail.
Yeah.
Or even if something doesn't work out, at least you planned it out so that way
Well, yeah,
you
and I
understand.
mean, there are sometimes you do fail.
Mhm.
There are
Yeah.
sometimes, and I think that's maybe we should end it with this. And we have 5 more minutes. We're gonna get to the fun time, but um, maybe we should end with this, just saying, there are going to time because you still have this flesh, you're going to fail.
Right.
Okay. But you don't have to. All right. And you can plan, like you said,
Mhm.
proper prior planning or prevents poor performance. Um,
That's a good one.
yeah,
I like
and
that.
so if you plan and have things decently in order to have things decently and in order, you do your best, and sometimes things happen you can't control, and you just need to realize, you know what, I can't always get everything perfect because the only one that's perfect is Jesus, but I can do my absolute best,
Mhm.
and most of the time it does work out. And so I think, and maybe having a backup plan, different things like that. But sometimes, we all of our backup plans go out the window, and God just wants to teach us something.
Right.
So this is really exciting. I love
Yeah.
this.
Determined to be sincere with your time. That's what I
Yes,
gather.
absolutely. Chris, let me ask you this: as you're prepping the game, actually, I got to share this. Okay, we didn't do praises.
That's right.
Just something that's kind of cool. Today is the 2-year anniversary of Rebecca and I starting to talk.
That is really good.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'm
So,
I'm actually impressed that you guys remember that. I don't remember that for me and Sabrina. That it was just kind of like,
well, I'll be honest. Well, you get going.
I don't know. I was gonna say I just chased after her and she just,
There you go.
yeah.
There you go. Well, I have to be honest with you. Like last night, she reminded me of it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I thought it was yesterday, and and, and then I realized no, it's today. So thankfully, it wasn't too bad. But I did forget about it.
Oh yes.
Thankfully, she reminded me. Also, just want to say this: we have a young preacher boys summit coming up with Scott Pauley. He's going to host this here at the camp, and we're going to host this here at the camp.
Hmm.
And he's going to be coming in. That is August 29th through the 30th. It's an overnight 2025. So this August 2020 or August 29th through the 30th, encouragement and training for young preachers. He's going to deal with points like what is a call, an example of believers, studying the Bible, delivering God's message, and then invitations and applications. So you can find that. I believe it's on our website, and then also, if not, you can write these dates down. Nathan says it's on his website. Okay, so it's on enjoyingthejourney.org, Scott Pauley's website, so you can find it on there and sign up for that. And then write down the dates. We'd love to have you for that. It's gonna be a good time.
Absolutely. So Carrie, okay.
We have
So
2 minutes. Here we
this
go.
is something that I call hoist the sails because
Hoist the sails. Oh,
right.
pirate themed.
Yeah, because
Yes.
it's pirate themed. So what
Yes.
we're gonna do is I was supposed to do these with marshmallows, but I forgot to get marshmallows, so we have croutons instead.
I see. This is
Which
even
I don't
better.
think you're too upset.
This
at
is better.
croutons.
I'm excited for this.
So do you want one at a time or do you want?
Let's do one at a time. I want to see if you can do it first. All right.
Okay. So what I'm
So-
gonna do is I've got a little crouton here on this napkin. I'm gonna pop it up and see if Carrie can catch it in his mouth.
Oh, I have to go first. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. All right. All right. Here we go.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm
All right,
ready.
let's see if it'll pop.
What?
Oh, that one went way far. So that was a little too much power. Let's try that again. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Nathan over there.
Let's try that again. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna go. Wow. Oh, that wasn't enough. Hold
Okay,
on.
What was that? Whoa. I was like, woo, woo. no, never mind. Sorry, I'm not gonna go there.
All right. Here we
All right,
go. One more time. Woo.
Oh,
That was so much.
okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Let's
Ah,
go.
go. Okay.
Okay, let's see if you can do it for me real quick. We got like a minute.
All right, here we go. Ready?
All right.
Those are good. All right. Okay, I had to get a feel for it.
You're the same thing I did.
Oh,
my glasses.
dude,
Oh.
this is so easy. Like,
Hold on,
or
I
not
gotta-
easy for you, but easy for like, man, dude, that's a big one.
I know. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Oh,
Hold on.
that's
Try
right
again.
there.
Try again. All right. We got like 15 more seconds. 15 more
Okay, all right, all right. Oh,
Oh,
wait, no.
oh.
I'm sorry, I am
Hold
not
on.
good at this.
One more time. One more time.
All right.
Hold on.
Oh,
One more time.
Oh.
Hold on.
no.
Hold on.
He's not gonna get
One more time. I've got like 4 on there.
Oh, you're done. No. Hold on. All right, hold on. Let's see.
So many
Look
crumbs.
at this, and here we go. 0 times. So, all right, sounds good. Hope you guys have a great one. Remember, God loves you.
So go share that love with somebody else. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's serve the Lord together. Bye bye.